Welcome to this week's Transport Chat. Now, to take our minds off the things that are happening down here on Earth, I thought that we could have a look at things happening up in space. Now, there are three things to look out for when it comes to extraplanetary affairs, and here they are. Number one, the bigger picture. Pollution levels have gone down because of coronavirus. And how do we know that? Because of the Copernicus Earth Observation Satellite run by the European Space Agency. Now, there are three launches planned in the next few years that should add to our capabilities of looking down on Earth and seeing what's happening. One of those, the most advanced, will be able to tell us exactly where carbon dioxide is coming from. So there'll be no hiding or cooking the numbers when the Paris Agreement's mid-decade stocktake comes up. There's also going to be a bigger drive to look at space data when it comes to natural resources and mining. Where do we have lithium? Where do we have nickel, cobalt? Satellites can tell us where they are. That'll boost things like the energy storage industry, electric vehicles, and everything that the EU is interested in business-wise. The second thing is how the coronavirus is impacting space policy, because it is not just restricted to here on Earth. One of the main things is that the European Space Agency's Mars mission was postponed 2 years in order to better hit the window to get to Mars on time because of coronavirus. 3 more of its existing missions have already been put on hold because technicians basically can't get to work because of quarantine measures. And a very strange but unknown impact of it is that because there are fewer planes in the sky, we are able to predict the weather less certainly because there's less data coming from airliners, so we have to rely more on satellites. Things like wind speed are very difficult to gauge by satellite, so that's a little knock-on effect that aviation is having on the space industry. How does it affect the bigger picture? Europe has big plans to go to even the moon. NASA wants to get to Mars. Are those timelines going to have to go back? Space policy is hinged over a very precise, accurate timetable. So a huge event like the coronavirus outbreak could have very long-reaching impact on our mission to go to infinity and beyond. And the third thing, the budget, the EU budget. Now, as said, the EU has big plans in space policy. They want to build a space station. They want to deploy asteroid-destroying systems. They want to improve 5G reception by launching more satellites, and even to go to the moon. But there's an EU budget problem. The frugal member states can't decide how much they should spend. Space cash is reduced under the EU Council's last number crunching exercise. There's a new Commission budget coming. Ursula von der Leyen announced this over the weekend. Will space policy get more money to help with things like pollution detection and holding people to account, or will it get less money in order to put it somewhere else like cohesion policy? We'll have to watch this space. And the SOC update, of course. Stars and reindeers, look at that. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week.